Hello, everybody. This is Julian. Welcome to this month's Fix Your Project stream, where I fix your projects that you submit to me over on patreon.com. Hope you guys are having a wonderful June, and thank you for all the submissions today. We have actually only 2 today for the June Fix Your Project stream. If you are a patron of the channel and you want to get in the last-minute submission, I think we have some time today if you want to submit them over on patreon.com right now. If you want to submit your project file, go to patreon.com/JulianGray and you can submit, and we'll get it in for this last second. All right, so in today's stream, we have 2 projects, one from a producer who goes by the name of Raphael Chang, or Infinikid, and then we have another from Nunchuck, Charles Nunn. And yeah, hopefully we got some good ones today. I'm sure that they're pretty good, and I'm excited to check them out. If you're new to this and you've never tuned into a Fix Your Project stream before, which I find hard to believe at this point in time, make sure to subscribe to the channel. You can click on the link in the bottom right of this video to do so right now. If you're on Twitch, you can follow me. And yeah, if you want to submit your project files, any patron over $5 subscriber on Patreon can submit their project files. Again, we have some extra time today, so we should be able to get in a few more if you guys want to submit last second. All right, so to start things off, let's go ahead and jump over into Ableton here. And here we go. We're going to get things going with the 2 projects of the day. We only actually have 2. Let's go ahead and open up the folder here. Boom. We have Nunchuck Low Efforts and Snow Day Television. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get this thing started with Nunchuck Low Efforts. I'm going to try it in Ableton 10. If it doesn't load, then we'll open it in 11. Okay, it is an 11 project. Awesome. All right. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. This month's stream is a little hectic. I accidentally put the stream up for, I think it was yesterday. I put it up for yesterday at like 12 instead of today. So I had some concerned fans over on YouTube asking if I was okay. And I'm glad to say I am okay. I just have bad scheduling abilities. Let's go ahead and check this thing out, and we'll dive right into it. And if we have any more submissions throughout the stream, we will check them out. Also, if you are a patron, you can also participate in our monthly Patreon Discord get-together. It's going to be immediately following this over on my Discord, discord.gg/JulianGray. And yeah, so if you want to make that last-second pledge, you can also participate in that after this stream. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing going. Realize I had the volume turned down. Let's go ahead and restart. I gotta say, already this is really good, man. His reference track was losing it. Awesome. Sorry about the doubled voice. Should be fixed now. Man, so good. I think, I could be wrong, but I think this is your first submission I've received on this stream. I gotta say, this is probably one of the best submissions I've ever received as far as like completed song goes. This feels like a, completed record. The advantage of having a stream with not a lot of submissions is that I'm going to spend a lot of time on every song. The disadvantage of this song is that it's so good that I don't know that I can spend that long with it. We'll dive in and fine-tooth comb it. Crisp, man. Sounds really good. Like I was saying as we were listening, this is probably one of the best submissions I've received in terms of like completed songs. I think that the foundation of the record is absolutely here. It feels like a finished song as far as the instrumental goes. I think that if you wanted to expand upon it, one place you could probably expand upon it is maybe in like the creative department, like adding things that are unique or adding a top line melody or like a top line vocal or something that you could really identify the song with. Though it sounds very completed and it sounds really solid together, it just sounds like a lot of other stuff like on the Dirty Bird, that lane of tech house. So I would say if you could add something like a vocal or whatever that would really push us across the line into something really special, that would be awesome. It reminds me of Losing It, like you were saying, that was your reference track, but Losing It has that really cool, catchy vocal line, which I think you might need to really make this special. I also noticed it's a lot of loops and a lot of samples, which is it's fine inherently. I don't have any issue with that, but I think that there may be some creativity lost when you rely too heavily on pre-existing off-the-shelf components. If the song is good, the song is good. If it's a good track, it's a good track, and this is a good track. Like, you could release this as it is, but I would encourage you, just as an exercise of like, expanding your horizons a bit, just to try maybe creating some of these loops yourself, or over time replacing some elements that are loops with things that you've done on your own. I would say the kick and the clap, maybe like the top loop, are probably fine as loops. That's pretty typical. But like stuff like the bass line, that sort of stuff, you could probably swap in with something original. I think my only critique on this that I noticed is that the bass is a little bit in the dull department. It doesn't have a lot of high end to it. I think that you could probably make this a lot stronger just by adding some distortion or something to one of your basses here. Let me take a look at what you have. So this one particularly is very like, I want to say cheap. It's not a great word, but it doesn't feel as sophisticated as maybe it could. And I think that you could probably make this a little bit cooler if you just put some distortion or overdrive or saturation or something on it to make it a little bit cooler. My go-tos to start are like saturator and overdrive from Ableton. Let's go ahead and disable overdrive. That's a little bit more intense. We can try a little bit of saturation here and see if that helps. If this doesn't help, then we'll go to something like an overdrive or a heavier distortion like pedal, if you're trying to stay within the Ableton box. Let's go ahead and check this out. Want to drive it a little bit. We can probably pull the output down a little bit so we can compare it A/B without being biased to the increased volume. See, in my eyes, I think it adds a little bit of crunch that maybe makes this a little bit cooler. We could try it like 60% wet or something too, so you're only adding saturation to some of the signal. And I think maybe you can also add a little bit of high end so it has a little bit of sharpness that you don't have. Let's go ahead and group what I added together. So we're losing a little bit of that squelch. Maybe we can go back to a soft sine. It's kind of where our squelch is, so I'm going to give that a boost around 1K. There you go. You're at basically parity before. To what it was before, just with a little bit of grit, I think. That's kind of cool. Chuck says, I have Ozone. If there's anything there you would use. The only thing I can think of from Ozone is Trash, and that's a third. It's not included in any bundle. If you have Trash, though, it could be interesting. Compare that to like this, right? Probably give it a decibel or two of gain here on the volume. Says I don't have Trash. Recommend then. I think Trash is one of the better distortion plugins on the market. Hi, you should be able to hear me now. Sorry. I don't know why there's always issues, but yeah, I was saying this is a little bit of a subconscious or a preference thing. Subjective is the word I'm looking for. But I think it could use a little bit of crunch. I like the sparkle in my mixes. I think it would be kind of nice here, just like a little bit of sprinkle on the top. So. I almost feel this could be even pluckier. I don't know how this instrument works. I've never messed with it. Like, it would be nice to have an amp automation on that or something. Do you have oh, you have LFO tool. Maybe we could try that. I just want to transient shape that a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll actually use LFO tool as a transient shaper ahead of your other one. So I'm going to do this. Sorry, you can't see that. Oh, we can't because it's not a straight pattern. Do you have a transient shaper? I think it could be really nice here, like something like this. Give it a second. Where'd it go? There it goes. Yes, you know, something like this. So it has a little bit more bite. Don't want to do too much. I just want to give it a little bit. Okay, so he has the neutron one. We'll just use that. I don't even know if I have that. I do. Something along those lines, you know, just to add a little bit of punch to that bass line could be really nice. I think if you A/B this on and off, it's pretty telling. A little bit too loud, though. I'm going to pull that back a little bit. I take it you have Isotope, so I'm gonna run this through some mastering. We'll do Ozone just because I have it. I don't have 9, but I do have 9. I don't have 10, I think. I don't know. It's not super important, but I just wanted to compress it for you. So seeing what we can get away with in terms of volume pushing. If not this, then we'll try. Let's try some clipping actually. Soft clip or clip. Let's see where is it? It's something clip. G clip. Yeah. Free VST here. Really cool. Turn over sampling on and see if we can get some good results from clipping instead of hard limiting on the master. Sometimes you get a good result, sometimes it's too much, but let's see. This is also free if you want it. Such a good tune, man. Love this. Yeah, my gut's telling me to raise the high end on that and just turn it up a little bit. But yeah, G-clip is just a really nice way of chopping off everything above a certain threshold. Honestly, it's I don't know if you've seen my video about clipping, but it's this new meta for music production where clipping kind of sounds better than traditional limiting on a master if you do it right with the right finesse. So it's just a different tone. Like clipping has less coloration. It doesn't add as much to the process. Like it doesn't add as much color to the chain. Whereas limiting has its own sound. And if you're into that sound, you're into that sound. So, for example, you hear how there's like a certain gluiness to the maximizer where everything kind of sounds together, like pasted together. Whereas the G-clip maintains like the cleanness of having everything separated and has like it doesn't have that coloration effect. It just has the glue the volume instead of the glue. It's really dependent on what you're going for. I encourage you to check out my video recently. I think it was about a year ago I did it, about clipping and how you can use it in your mastering. I think it's like a really clickbait title, like don't limit your master, clipping sounds better or something. But yeah, this new meta is very interesting tools. You can get a lot of cool clarity from a clipper where you can't out of a maximizer or like a limiter. Likewise, there's a lot of coloration that goes into limiting that you can't get out of a clipper. So there's pros and cons, but I don't know. It really depends on what you want. I'll leave both these on here. I'm actually leaning towards the limiter on this case, just because I like how it's gluing everything together and your session is not muddy enough and you have a very clean mix. So the maximizer sounds good. Sometimes clip can just be enough to maintain some clarity to make it sound better. All right, so I'm going to save this one. This is Low Efforts by Nunchuck. There's really not any adjustments I would make to like your arrangement and that sort of stuff. It sounds really good. Like I said earlier, I think the only thing is that maybe you could try adding like a top line idea, like a vocal or a lead melody or something that would really put this over the edge into something really cool and memorable. But other than that, I think it's a really solid tune and a really great track even as it is. I think that the only thing is maybe in the next session you do, try to encourage yourself to, write a bit more with your own tools rather than a bunch of off-the-shelf tools. If that's the way you like writing music and you find, it deems the best results and you enjoy the music you're writing, that's ultimately all that matters. Like, I can't tell you not to use loops. And I use loops too sometimes, but oftentimes it can be creatively limiting if you're leaning too heavily on it. So maybe next time, instead of using all loops, you try to like, I don't know, at least replace like a clap or like a hi-hat with like your own, and then start building into creating things on your own. And that way you can really be a bit more creative and free rather than reliant on printed audio. So great job, man. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Everybody give him a nice little round of applause in the comments, the description. And we'll move on to the next record. Let's go ahead and do that. So really great work, man. I think that's one, like I said before, it's sonically one of the best submissions I think I've ever received on these streams. So pat yourself on the back for that. All right, so next up, this is an Ableton 11 session 2. Perfect. Let's go ahead and open that. And yeah, this is going to be by, let's see. The writer on this one is Infinikid. And yeah, we'll do that now. Oh, okay. So he says, using loops and samples was an exercise on this record, hence low effort. Yeah. Honestly, like, there's nothing wrong with low effort writing. Like, I think that creativity in general should not be gatekept in any way. If you enjoy writing music with, loops, samples, presets, whatever, templates for that matter, that's your own prerogative. I think that as long as the music sounds good and you're the coordinator of it all, like, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. I think that it's just creatively limiting from an artistic standpoint. I would get bored doing that. But if your intention with that record was to use only loops and samples, then you nailed it. It sounds really good, and the track is awesome. So. All right, Infinikid says probably a lot of missing plugins, but those tracks should be disabled. Okay, well, we'll see how it goes, and if anything huge is missing, I'll let you know. I'm going to grab a drink while we play this. Is anything going? Oh, you have it routed. Got it. Sorry. So you had the audio routed to an interface I don't have. Let's go ahead and check this out. Cool. I'm going to grab a drink. Could have seen that coming. All right. That was really great. I really love the musical ideas on this one. I think the top melodies and stuff are beautiful. Really, really pretty writing. I think that maybe one of my bigger critiques on this one is that the mix could use a little bit of low end. It feels a little bit top heavy. The whole mix does. It seems like my screen is getting frozen every once in a while here. I'm not sure why. But hopefully that gets resolved here in a moment. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at this and see if the bass line works for what we're doing here. So what I'm going to do first is pull on span, and we'll take a look at how the track looks through that, so we can see if we can make any improvements here.